Yo everybody, what is going on, and welcome to the newest episode of Meter Burn. Today we're going to be talking all about the events that happened at Summer Jam. Summer Jam was pretty amazing, filled with many upsets and any games across the board. But before I get ahead of myself here, let me introduce everybody that I have in this the Skype call right here. And right above me are my two co-hosts, Miss Cujo Katie and Mr. Chris Bond. How are you guys?
Good.
I'm doing good, man.
All right, and the special guest that we have here today, up at the top there, sporting the deadly picture that I adorned him with, my dude Pi Smug, winner of the Ultra Street Fighter 4 tournament at Summer Jam.
Hey, how's it going?
Right below him is going to be Native Impact, taking second with T-Hawk, upsetting and making many heads roll. So, how are you doing, guys?
Doing well. I'm doing
Doing
well.
fine.
Good.
And last but not least, we do have Mr. Zach Kattermari, aka Kattermari, one of the co-organizers for all the BG events you see there, the Summer Jams, the NECs, and the Winter Brawls, and so forth. So how are you doing, sir?
Recovering.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to be a little bit out of the loop here, but it's going to be a lot of good times for stories because all of these people in the Skype call went to Summer Jam and I did not. So, we're going to be hearing a lot of experiences from a lot of these minds here. So, now don't everybody talk all at once. Actually, let's start with Catamon because I like to see different views on these things. How was Summer Jam for you?
I mean, there's no major that you can run without at least getting some kind of stress. There's always, from when you wake up at like probably 6:30 in the morning each day of the event till when you finish at 12:30. By the time you get everything put away, there's no room or time to stop and rest.
Right.
I mean, I think on Saturday I didn't even get a chance to eat until 4:30. So it's hard. I mean, by Sunday you're feeling pretty, I wouldn't say good, but you're feeling pretty satisfied and relieved, and you get to sit back and kind of watch the tournament almost run itself at that point. But it's a lot of hard work.
Now, for people who don't know what you actually do, for like newcomers and all that stuff, so what do you do? We all know that Big E is like the face of like Big E Gaming and all the tournaments that he runs, but you're sort of like his right-hand man, so why don't you go into that?
Yeah, I mean, it's not just me. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it tonight. But if you guys are familiar with Min, who runs all of the next level battle circuits as well, me and Min are basically the two arms of Big E Gaming at that point, where we're kind of doing the whole operations, whether it's any of the bracket creation, the partially, the floor plan, all the scheduling that goes into it, organizing all the staff, and it's. I know that sounds like a kind of a narrow scope, but the size of that is
It's huge.
huge.
Then you gotta worry about the quality of the internet going to the streamers.
That's actually
making
more
sure
so
that
under
they're
Eric's
happy.
realm. That's more so Eric's realm. During, he's more so worried about, he's got the technical elements on lock where it comes to the actual systems and stations functioning properly, making sure you allocated enough power to each of the setups so you don't blow out a whole entire walls like you see at some events. And we've had that happen before in the past, and that's always the biggest nightmare you could possibly have. And then of course, accommodating all the streamers to make sure that all the games are found, and especially a few other events do this as well, but we have a lot of streamers. We make sure a lot of games get their exposure. I can't say I've seen another, aside from, Final Round and TFC, and also ECT had some of this, but I can't say I've seen DOA 5 really streamed anywhere else for major events, especially on Sundays. All the anime games, they pretty much have their own dedicated stream, as well as all the NRS games. So we really just have this huge kind of combination where if, whatever you want to watch, we have it to provide. And to be able to do that, that's basically 4 or 5 times the amount of work. It's just, having Spooky up on streaming all the Capcom games. It's a lot logistically to worry about, to tackle. So
How do you guys figure out what game goes first or next? Like how do you set up like the stream schedule so that everybody can be sort of happy about the time slot that they get?
I mean, it depends because your Sunday schedule is obviously very different than your Saturday schedule, but a lot of it's comes down to the amount of entries you have per game, as well as any of the recent titles, I guess, in terms of chronological order of when a lot of those games were released. And then on top of that, for example, like DOA5, that saw a pretty late afternoon like premiere slot on Sunday, and that's a lot of the reasons because Team Ninja's and Tom Lee and his team had put on a fantastic little mini series event for the Road to TFC, where there was a lot of money on the line, and there was additionally 2 qualifiers spots and flights to TFC to compete in the main event. So when you have a lot on the line like that, no matter what people's opinions are of the game, there's a lot more emotion that comes out of the players. So even if the game is not necessarily interesting to yourself, you understand, you kind of buy into that excitement of what's really at stakes.
Speaking about Team Ninja, didn't they buy like $50 pizzas?
Yeah, they bought.
I mean, they didn't have to do that, and I think it was around 3:00 on Saturday, right before DOA started, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
They said, "Hey,
they wanted to feed all the players."
Yeah, they're like, "We're going to feed everybody in the ballroom," But I mean, granted, we all had to eat it in that separate room, because if we would have brought it in the ballroom, people would have been dropping pizza all over the place, But man, it was great. I mean, that was so nice. They didn't have to do that for us,
Make sure you guys are well fed and satisfied before you sit down to watch some DOA. So
yeah. It was good stuff. And then they showed a trailer for the new one, or the update.
I think, from what I understand, that's the last update to the DOA 5 series, and then from there they're going to move on to a new title, whether it's a new DOA or an entirely new franchise. I don't know, but Tom Lee is, out of arguably one of the best. I guess he's actually their creative director, but he's, from my experience, he's more almost like a brand manager and a community manager than anything else. And he is just, he loves his game. He loves the community that plays his game. And he really just wants to get back as much as possible. Yeah, always hands-on, always responsive to any questions and communication you want to have for him. And it's, he's incredible to work with.
Good stuff.
I was gonna ask, like how did the sort of like partnership come along between you or the Biggie community and like Tom Lee or like the any sort of like Team Ninja representatives, because like you guys have been like probably like one of the few majors that actually showcase this whole DOA tournament. I mean, you guys got a huge pot bonus and everything. But like like how close is the relationship? Like and how did it all begin?
Can I disappoint you?
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh.
It's all about the results. I mean, it happened, so it happened.
I mean, Eric started that relationship, before I kind of got involved. I mean, I do a lot of sponsor work myself as well, but that relationship was kind of developed before I really went into that. And Tom, when I got into the mix, Tom was nothing but receptive to me, and would speak to completely transparent and open with me, just like he would be with Eric. So it takes it says a lot about someone's character for him to do that, and just how much he really cares, and overall puts the game ahead of really all the bullshit.
Speaking about putting the game first, and handling things professionally and character and everything. I don't know what the situation was with or if there even was a situation with the Mortal Kombat scene and the Injustice scene and Eric and whatever. But I'll tell you what, I thought it was great when he got on the mic and said, I appreciate all the guys that came out here the Mortal Kombat and the Injustice guys that came out here to compete, you know, and I appreciate you guys, and let's just squash all the nonsense, and just, freaking play because we enjoy it, and I thought that was a great thing that that he said that, he addressed it. He's saying, let's just move forward. And really, it's that kind of drama and stuff that really, can hold us all back from even having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, there's just, of course, I'm not going to name any names on this at this point, but there's just, a couple bad seeds that over the course of the past couple of years, just, nothing was ever enough for them. Like, Chris was saying, it's going to happen. People are going to complain. There's nothing you could do about it, and they just didn't stop, and there was nothing constructive about it. They would just complain for the sake of complaining. They would never make any kind of suggestions or recommendations. It was just nothing but negativity, specifically about our three events, Winter Brawl, Summer Jam, and NEC, and it was just kind of enough is enough. And it seems like a lot of people, obviously by the turnouts that we've been having for the NRS games, particularly Injustice, I almost say, like, I don't play Injustice myself, nor have I ever really been terribly interested in it, but to watch the Injustice finals every single event for some reason is always just really exciting, and that's because everyone wants to just
it's like
come out and
watching
support.
a movie.
Everyone just wants to come out and support the main competitive players in that game, whether Sonic Fox, KDZ, even Perfect Legend came out this time. We haven't seen them out for a little time, but they come out, support, and make it exciting, where some people try to see it fail.
And that's like, you can take Perfect Legend and Sonic Fox, and Smug and Native Impact. I mean, these are 4 really young guys winning all the majors. I mean, they're really cleaning house. And I mean, I think it's a great thing. We've got a lot of guys that are, a prodigy level, definitely.
Yeah, I
that's
think
great.
Who was that? Tampa Bison just wrote, I think it was like a couple weeks ago, he actually put out a blog post just talking about the era of the online player. And I mean, if I'm wrong, correct me, guys, but you guys both seem like you started online.
Yeah, I started online.
Yeah, you guys both started online, and like it shows, like, you both have different play styles than anyone else. You like a lot of the online generation has their own play style, and then you cannot, like, if you went through the traditional right, or the quote unquote the proper way of playing, the way you play would not be nearly as exciting or interesting as it is, and look where it's gotten you. So, that's the most exciting grand finals I've seen in the past, in all of our events.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Speaking of
you
those,
guys actually started that too, Smoke and Native.
Say
Like,
it
when did
again?
you guys start? When did you guys come up into like playing the games and stuff? Like when what did you play before Street Fighter 4 came into the scene, and then you decided to get competitive?
Well, I really started playing Halo, and that was the game I was really playing. And then when Street Fighter 4 came out, I was already a fan of like fighting games, because I used to play it a long time ago. I used to play it for like PlayStation 1. I used to play Marvel vs. Capcom, all of those fighting games. But then I just stopped playing Street Fighter, because when Halo 3 came out, I just went on that. And then when Street Fighter 4 came out, I loved the graphics and everything. It was like a new model. And I was like, this game is awesome. And that's when I just started playing the game. And they had it online. And I said, wow, I can actually improve in this game now, since I can play people around the world. Because before, there wasn't really like an online scene for like the old OG games.
Mm-hmm.
So because of that, and then there was a lot of people that just were really good in the game. So ever since then, I said, I want to like be very good in this game. So that's how I really got started in the game.
Good stuff. What about you, Native?
Oh, well, I played some fighting games a while back. Like, I liked a lot of the 3D fighters a long time ago. Like, I played a lot of Tekken and Soul Calibur and stuff. But around when Street Fighter 4 came out, I became really interested. And then I started playing online a lot. And then I found out about some tournament that was near me, because I live nearby a game store, and they were having a tournament. And like, I think I like won that tournament. and then I started to take it a lot more seriously and stuff like that. And here I am now.
Very nice. Thank you.
So it seems like you guys kind of were brought in to the like competitive fighting games at the same time. The kind of funny thing is when Vanilla Street Fighter came out, there was no Dudley and there was no T-Hawk. So who were your guys' mains then?
Well, I was in Character Crisis, but my main was Balrog, basically. That was like my main character for the longest, but I kept just going around the whole playlist. I mean, the character list. I played like every single character in the game, but just the one I guess I was best with was Balrog. And that was at the time when I was struggling how to do headbutt into Ocha, but it was just so hard for me to do. But then when I started confirming it, I was like, wow, you know what? I love this character. And that's all I kept doing. I just wanted to catch somebody with it. So yeah, that was my character, Balrog, Vanilla.
Very nice. You native?
I play, since I love grapplers in any fighting game. During then, I played Geef, and then I had a Character Crisis around the same time. So around Super, when that came out, I decided to pick random, and whoever I got, I decided to main that person, and I got T-Hawk. So, and I just kept on playing him.
So
Yeah, I mean, you two are definitely the most entertaining guys that play your character to watch. I was completely blown away during finals. I was like, there was so much action, and whenever I think of an unbelievably boring matchup to watch, I think Guile versus Guile, or like
Oh
a
yeah,
Guile versus like a
Dalton,
Vega or
yeah.
any charged character. But I was like, man,
Right.
this one, you guys were like really going at it. It was so exciting. I mean, everybody just completely flipped out. It was really good.
I think what I
It's
like
good
is that they like play almost in the sense of like with no fear. They just go in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
see, and that sort of thing makes me wonder if what Zach had said before about these online warriors coming out to these majors with like this completely new play style. I wonder if that's true. I mean, you have the Smugs, the Cloud 805s from Marvel, and the Native Impacts. Like, oh, you've never seen these guys play the characters the way that they are before, or the way they have now. You know what I'm saying? So, but let's talk about the Street Fighter 4 finals. Let's touch on that because again, Native Impact making heads roll with T-Hawk. T-Hawk and Grand Final, like did any of you guys ever would think of the day at least?
No.
I didn't expect it. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I mean, you probably can't expect it, but would it even be even that exciting? I don't even could imagine it was that hype. Everybody was standing up out of their seats. Oh my God, it was like ridiculous. It was really good.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Native. So who did you have to run through in order to get to that top 2 spot?
I had to beat Ricky, K-Brad, and I beat Chris G.
Mhm.
I think that's about it. I had to beat Lud too, the Chun Li player. He's really good. But those are pretty much the 4 people, the 4 like really tough people I had to beat.
So when you got to the top 8, well, or actually, let me ask you this question first. What was the highest that you placed in any in a major before Summer Jam?
Before, I went to a tournament in Puerto Rico called First Attack,
Right.
and I got top 4 in that. Cause I beat Tampa. That tournament I beat Tampa Bison. I beat PR Rog.
That was pretty recent though, also. So I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
like
actually
2 months ago.
recently. I've been like really a lot more consistent than I've ever been.
Actually, hold on. Smug dropped. Let's see if I can get him back.
All right.
Yeah, but yeah, really exciting. Exciting stuff. And then, man, I was so worked up even to see it was T-Hawk versus Ricky Ortiz with Rufus.
Oh yeah.
And I'll tell you what, you were punishing some of those dive kicks, and he stopped doing those dive kicks. I thought, whoa, this is a first too. It was
Yeah.
intense. It was good stuff, you guys. And then near the end, like everyone was on their separate sides of the screen, and just the pokes were going back and forth because, I mean, even the range on those things, you never knew who was going to get that last bit of damage, and then the round would be over. It was
Yeah.
stressful.
I mean, I'd be interested to find out what was going through Ricky's head, because there was one point where I think you got hit mid screen by, I think, like 4 crouch fierces in a row.
Yeah.
And you just did not stop holding forward.
Yeah.
And sure enough, you had him in the corner, and I think you ended the round at that point. But I mean, what do you do when you realize that you can't train somebody or condition somebody the way that you're used to?
Oh, well, then I just have to calm down in the neutral. Sometimes I hate how I play, and I love it. But sometimes
I think everyone loves how you play, so I wouldn't stop that.
Oh yeah. What is it? I go too nuts, I think. But
I think
honestly,
that's what makes it exciting, though.
yeah, honestly, that's whoever says different. Like, that's not how you play T-Hawk. They don't know the character at all. That's what you have to do with them if you want to play him effectively. Because if you look at like OG, he got like 17th at Evo, playing a lot more random than I did, which is like kind of nuts considering it's Evo.
Yeah, it just seems like the risk reward is that much in your favor that you can, no matter how many, if you get hit 5 times on your way in, it doesn't, it's all worth it for that one moment. So
exactly.
So let me ask you this question: when did you start attempting to get active in your offline community scene?
Offline? Well, it was around when the AE first came out, actually. So around then I started going to tournaments, and like from then on, that's what I've been doing.
So who do you have in your community to train up in like these hard matchups? Because again, you're using T-Hawk, so like it's kind of weird for me to like ask like any other way. But like, so who do you have as like just sparring partners, training buddies that?
Well, I don't. I live kind of far from next level and stuff.
Mm.
But I use online most of the times. I've never been to any sessions or whatever. I just use online a lot, and I go to Battle Circuit whenever I can, or like locals. That's about it though.
Oh.
Speaking of online, and that's actually a good statement that you brought up about training, because now you have more experience playing offline. Do you feel that playing online is still a good viable medium for the both of you, for training, or do you think that you should probably spend more time grinding with people offline?
It's dependent for me. It goes either way. Like, it's like you could play pretty serious online, like with people and stuff like that, and like just have, because there's some really amazing players online too, but like honestly, offline feels a lot more different.
The timing, or just even how people play.
Just like the atmosphere, just pretty much how people play and how people treat it. It's a lot different. It feels a lot less casual and stuff like that.
Totally agree with that.
You think you've played offline enough to kind of master or overcome your tournament nerves?
Not even yet. Probably not. To be honest, in my opinion, I still got a long way to go.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, you did a great job on stage against everybody. I mean, I couldn't even tell you were nervous at all. That was good.
Yeah, I was really, really nervous.
Not bad.
Go ahead, Chris.
No, I think that think Smug is actually trying to reconnect and stuff, but Skype is like bodying his connection. So, Zach, I know you said you obviously you don't have to get to play and stuff, but for those that are actually not aware of when you are like a little bit more active, like who did you primarily pick up?
Oh god, that changed so many times throughout the year. No, I started Street Fighter 4 as on art because I was actually one of the lucky people who had access to Street Fighter 4 Vanilla Arcade in Philadelphia when that came out. And granted, it was on like the worst cabinets possible. It was on like those old, the old school like Perfect 360 Hap American buttons. Just playing Vanilla Sagat on there. And actually, this might bring things full circle for a lot of people that know me and Min. And it's kind of weird that this all worked out in the end. But Min, I actually went to high school with Min, and he brought me into or introduced fighting games to me with CVS2. And he was much, I think Min's 3 years older than me. So it was like, I was that freshman who all of a sudden just got to hang out with like the junior, this older junior and seniors. But in all reality, he would just, I would just go over to his house and he would teach me CVS2. And then when I went off to school in Philly, I had no idea where to find a scene, really anything like that. And I was actually a Bomani player, so like DDR and 2DX and all of those kind of games. And then Street Fighter 4 came out in the arcades, and we just decided, all right, whatever. Now's as good a time as any to really learn a new game and kind of get involved. So, from there it was just competing as a player until I started hosting locals out of my apartment.
Wow.
Which was, definitely a fire hazard. I think I had 50 people in my apartment at one point.
Jeez.
It was disgusting, hot and sweaty in every way possible, and it was just a complete sweatbox. And then eventually, Eric would hold monthlies, and I would go to his majors, and he asked me one day, he said, Art, hey, I heard you're the guy that's running all these locals. You want to help me out sometime? And that's when it all really started.
Very cool.
Cool.
It's just started player to locals to this is basically, the other half of Big E Gaming. So, or however you want to look at it.
So, yeah. So I get what you're saying then. So how do you go through or with all the getting together the sponsors for the Big E Gaming event?
I mean, it can go either way. It's just like, my job is I actually work in advertising. So a lot of it translates over really, really well in terms of, obviously people will approach you with, hey, I'm interested. What can we do with you? And it's kind of presenting them with some of the options and availabilities that you have, what you can offer within reason, within the space without conflicting with the tournament. Obviously we have, awesome things now that we didn't have years ago, like, fantastic broadcasting that can, with good internet can rival a TV broadcast at this point. And you're looking at over the course of a weekend, over 1 million unique viewers, as well as, of course, the floor space we have. And anyone that's been to events obviously has seen a lot of the vendor tables where, anything from the stick manufacturers to apparel companies like Broken Tier. And, we've brought the Steam Co. From Connecticut, actually from Chris's hometown, in as a sponsor as well. So, that and any kind of on-site signage that you have, social media promotions, website promotions, and it's just leveraging every last bit you have to kind of, enhance, it's not about just creating a simple like advertisement. It's not only placing the brands where they need to be, but making the experience for all the players as well better in the process. You don't want to dilute the experience for the players by just throwing a whole bunch of sponsors and advertising and branding in there. It needs to have like a greater purpose for it.
Yeah, definitely a purpose to help run the tournament. Get the knowledge that it's actually happening out there. Help, pay for whatever the pots are and things like that.
Yeah, exactly. Things like that. Like even Team Ninja, buying, even
Buying
feeding
all
all the
those
players, right? Yeah,
pizzas and
exactly.
stuff.
Exactly.
Some of the raffle items, and then hell, I mean, even all those dang snacks. You guys were bringing out Slim Jims, bags of chips,
Chocolate.
chocolate. Yeah, I mean, my God, Eric was walking around like it was Halloween. He had all this stuff. I'm thinking, oh my God, this is awesome. I mean, it was really amazing. You didn't even have to. It's like, oh, I want a snack. You didn't even have to leave the downstairs. There was like pizza in the hall,
Yep.
chips and Slim Jims inside inside the ballroom. It was great. It was really good.
So, Zach, let me ask you, because now you've been, geez, collectively, I know Eric's been doing this for well past 15 years.
Yeah,
And
well, at the anniversary is NEC. That's the 15th anniversary. So
Wow.
I'll be there. So you've seen a lot since you worked with him. What would you say was one of the most challenging things about the whole organization and planning for, and it could be anything. It could be the new TFC. It could be One Abroad. It could be Summer Jam. What stands out in your mind? Because a lot of people just think it's easy. Oh yeah, I can just do a tournament and it'll be awesome, just like those guys.
It feels like every single event there's just something different, like a different issue that keeps coming up. I mean, there's, like I guess for a good example to cite would be for just every event where you have to change process in order to improve. So like this year for Summer Jam, this is the first event that me and Min like really set out to get every single bracket for every game online in real time. That's the first time we've done that. Historically, we've run off of a paper bracket, which is easier on our end to do. However, I mean, it just doesn't kind of create the complete experience for everyone at home, and we're kind of at this point where you have to worry more about. It's not just worrying about the players that are at your event. Well, they are the priority and they are more important. There's a lot of eyes on you. Your event is a form of entertainment for people at home. And I know everyone uses the word stream monsters if it's like such a negative thing. And, a lot of those people are, they can be dickheads. They will try to just troll your event nonstop. But at the end of the day, it's, more eyeballs that are watching the games and the players that you just didn't have before. And whatever, you can do to improve that experience is always something to take into consideration. As well as that's really the only one of the main ways that we kind of as a community progress and kind of become more of a mainstream production.
What about all the spectators that you guys must get?
Yeah, it's crazy to see how every year we get so many damn spectators. At this point, I'd almost go to say that nearly half of our total attendees are spectators, which is something I never thought I would say.
Yeah, that's really crazy.
Do you get any of them that just come up to you and be like, you know what, I didn't even know any of you guys host stuff like this anymore. Like, this is amazing. Like, you get any of those first-timers?
Yeah, there are a lot of first-timers. I'd say the most vocal about that, though, are, I started to see more and more families start to take their kids. A lot of father and sons coming out, and the fathers are always the first people to come up to either me or Eric and just really talk to us and say what a great thing this is, and of course they have suggestions on how to make it better, but we're always down, welcome to listen to any of those critiques. But that's where I hear it the most is from a lot of the families actually that have been taking some of their younger kids out to our events.
So don't want to be really nosy here, but what are some of the suggestions from these newcomers that you guys get from time to time?
They're always, especially for someone that hasn't been around for as long as pretty much. Well, let's use Chris as a good example. Chris has been around forever from the beginning, where you never a schedule didn't even exist for events really.
No.
I mean, now we're at least at a point where we can put a schedule up beforehand. We can label all the online brackets with time schedules and stuff like that. But people always, it's always difficult to communicate. I guess scheduling really. So it's a matter of and of course things do run behind. Luckily, aside from I think it was Soul Calibur had a bit of a delay just because there were so many entrants this time around. We kept everything within half an hour of the schedule, which is pretty awesome for tournaments as a whole. But making people aware of scheduling and keeping everyone updated on any kind of delays is always a huge challenge, and everyone kind of wants a way to improve upon that.
I know it's got to be real difficult at some points because I know the bracket or the pool that I was playing in, a friend of mine had basically gotten to the losers, and then he was called to play another game. And he was, playing and everything, and then they called his name. And, and of course, no one wants to be like DQ'd or anything like that, but, everybody waited, and he was progressing in the other game, like one match after another. And it turned into the whole, well, you can only wait so long, and then you basically have to say, we've got to move on. And I mean, that's got to be even the time constraints on something like that has to be huge where, you've got all these people playing multiple games and, you do what you can to try to fit everybody in. But sometimes you just have to say, hey, we got to keep going.
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, and I hear you, but there's definitely a lot that we can do on our end. I mean, of course, I'd say one of the biggest challenges is the fact that we have so many. Granted, we were actually really impressed by the amount of pre-registrations we had from our online registration this time around. But one of the biggest problems is we still have, and still think we'd rather have this than not do it at all. But a lot of the on-site registrations that happen can drastically affect that. You have to put everything together so quickly at that point when all of a sudden there's another 75 to 100 people that all of a sudden you have to add to across 16 pools for like Street Fighter or something like that. And, you don't always have the time to double check to see if they're playing other games, to see what time there are pools, if their pools conflict with each other. And it's almost impossible to do without having... Like I'd almost say at this point, the next step is really just finding like a true universal system for bracket creation where it kind of has a lot of algorithms to put everyone where they need to be based off of, region, skill level, time slots for other games, just kind of have everything in one system. And that'll I would assume will eventually come with time. Someone will invest the time to do that. But, for now, it's just not feasible. Mm-hmm. To always be 100% on top of that.
It's almost like we'd have to figure out something where we'd have to have everyone on some sort of a worldwide grading system. And then it would also have to be divided into region, you know? And then how would we even come up with whatever the grading system would be? I mean, would winning Evo be like number one?
Well,
or grade A?
They tried that years ago. It's funny, you actually, ironically enough, you did actually have some type of grading system, and it actually started where they divided multiple players by region, and they gave points. And suffice it to say, it didn't work out as well as they planned, and that's why you don't see it.
I heard. It's funny because this is actually an old associate of ours from the Philly scene before he moved. There was a Korean guy who went by Philly One, or Drake. He also went by Drake Fang, but he moved back to Korea, and he's actually doing a lot of the work with what's the stream that Infiltration plays on a lot?
Cafe
over there in Korea. No, not Cafe ID. That's Punko's guys. Oh man.
Is it the one with Tokido, or is it something else?
No, it's I forgot whatever stream that Infiltration plays on a lot. It's I totally forgot, escapes me. But I think they're actually messing around with some kind of card system that I think runs off of like RFID or NFC or something like that. So I mean, who knows? Maybe maybe sometime in the future we'll just see a scan system where you register with a player card.
That'd be cool.
That would be really cool.
That'd make everything a bit easier, yeah. So for you guys, for the Summer Jam guys, branching out into other games like Gears of War, do you have any plans to include any other sort of non-FGC esports centric type of competitions?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're looking in, we were trying to reach out actually to some of the more like competitive sports scenes, like primarily like FIFA, because that community is actually huge internationally as well. So I mean, we haven't figured out exactly how we're gonna do it or what we're gonna do with it. It might not even necessarily start as part of our main events. We might do smaller side events and keep them separate for now. But we are open to it and we are looking for other things.
All right. Hello.
Oh, hey, welcome back.
Hey, here we go. Okay.
All right. So I don't know what that was about, but I just couldn't. I just randomly my phone call just hung up. I don't know.
Well, welcome back.
Glad to have you back with us. Zach, you were saying?
Oh no, at this point I've been talking way too much. Ask Smug some questions, please.
Yeah, tell us more actually about based on what your knowledge is. Tell us how basically Andy discovered you and you joined Team Pi. I really would like to hear the story about that.
All right. Well, first, before I met Andy, I met Lee Chung. So one day I was at Next Level, and we were just playing in a tournament, and then I had to run into him in a match, and I beat him, and then we were just like having a conversation. He's saying that your jelly's very good. And I was saying that your Hakon is very good too. So it was a connection right there. How we had a lot in common and stuff like that. He's funny and all of that. And, so I just, we got each other's numbers, and we just started talking ever since. I started playing him online, and I used to play with him a lot more, like every single day. And then one time he said he was going to the Next Level again, and I ran into some other Pi member at the time, Sai.
Okay.
So he was chilling with them. So I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know you guys like were friends, Pi Sai and Lee Chung. He said, yeah, we're cool, So then when I was playing online one day, I ran into this Makoto player, City of Brass. We were playing Endless Battle, and basically I was just saying, yo, Makoto is really good. We should play more. He sent me a message, and he said, hey, do you have a mic? And I said, yeah. So we just started talking more, and then he was telling me where he's from. He said he's from Queens, and I said, I'm from Queens. That's cool, And then he said, wow, we have some Pi sessions. And I'm like, wait a minute, Pi? He said, yeah, it was dramatic. I was like, that's cool because I know people from Pi. He said, who? And I said, Pi Sai Lee Chung. He said, wow, yeah, we're in the same group. I was like, wow, that's crazy. So ever since then, I was like, that's cool. Like, I just randomly met City of Brass, who I'm really cool friends with Lee Chung. So
Was he at Summer Jam?
Nah, Lee Chung wasn't there. You would have heard, ha, and then yeah.
Because I used to play against him on PlayStation. He was on my friends list and everything. But I switched over to the Xbox. I didn't add him on, or I don't know if he's on Xbox Live. I'm sure he is.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, now that you're back, let me ask you the question that I asked Native Impact. You're known for being an online warrior. Well, recently you just started coming out, but when was the first time you ever come out? To like a local or like a little regional tournament. Like when did people actually say like, hey man, you gotta come out to these offline casuals?
Basically, my first tournament I went to was in June 2012, but before that I was already the #1 deli online, and people were just saying that, wow, your deli is very good, man, you should start going offline. You can actually get paid for playing and winning prizes for getting first. I said, really? And they said, yeah, and they said you should go to the Next Level since you're in New York. and it's in Brooklyn, and I don't live that far from Brooklyn, so I said I asked him for directions and all of that. And then when I went there, I actually got second. I could have beat Sanford. That was the because I always look up to him as like the main. He's known as the king, and I was always afraid of him offline because I'm like, wow, I'm just like the best dad in New York, And I was just afraid. I was like, I don't know. I was nervous when I was playing him. I was like, I can't believe I'm playing against Sanford, in person. So, and then after when he beat me, I was like, wow, okay, he wasn't as bad as like I really thought. Like just like to every other top player I played against. So, but when I lost him, I learned a lot between offline and online. And ever since then, I was like, you know what? I love offline a lot more than online because like you're playing against somebody next. You playing the person right next to him. So, and I don't know. I like meeting people. I like meeting very good players, and I just like leveling up. So that's why I love offline. Then I went back online to learn my matchups, obviously,
Hmm.
and then I still have friends online too that I talk to. But definitely offline, I recommend like all the people that play online. I recommend you guys coming offline.
So when you actually did start going off to those offline casuals and tournaments, who was like your main crew to like help you level up and get your head in the game?
At the time, only knew a couple of people. I knew WA Psycho. He was the one. He was the first person I met offline. I was the only person I knew offline. And, I was just chilling with him, basically. And yeah, like a couple of tournaments. Every time he said he was going to the next level, I said, all right, I'll come too. That was basically it. Then I started meeting more and more people offline. I started meeting new friends. And I started running into people that I wouldn't expect to meet offline. Like there's a Kami player named Purple Turtle. I never knew I would ever meet him offline. It was surprising because I was playing with him in the random casuals. And I said, wow, your Kami's good. He said, I like your deli too. And I said, we should play online. He said, yeah, we should. And I said, he asked me what's my gamer tag. I said, Smug the Beast. And he said, what, really? You're Smug the Beast? I'm like, yeah, why? He said, I'm Purple Turtle. And he's like, I was like, wow, you're Purple Turtle? This whole time I've been playing you this whole time, It's cool. So, and I play with Purple Turtle all the time. So it was cool that I finally met him. I never knew what he looked like or anything. I was just.
Hey man, small world. That's what the FGC is
Yeah.
all about.
I would never knew I was going to meet him.
Okay, so fast forward from then to now. Let's say back to last weekend at Summer Jam. So, and Native Impact, I want your input on this too.
Mhm.
How was the grand finals atmosphere? How did you guys feel coming into it? Impact, you can go first. So yeah, I haven't talked in a while.
Oh, all right. Honestly, I didn't expect to make it that far at all. So I thought it was nuts that I couldn't believe it that I was in grand finals. To be honest, I didn't. Especially for the character I play, like it was kind of out there.
Have you? Hold on. Have you ever thought of like switching to another character, or like it
Oh
was
no,
just
never.
like?
I love Scout way too much. I'm never gonna. I'm not. I don't ever think I'm gonna switch because I like my character way too much.
Good.
Character loyalty at its finest. You gotta commend that. Smug. So like, how did the grand finals of Summer Jam feel to you? Like just coming into it.
I was nervous. All my matches that was on stream, I couldn't believe I won those matches because every single match I played, I just thought I was going to lose because it was like those characters that is just in their favor. And it's just that I was just nervous. And then when I was playing against Ricky, and I always lose to him, and I was like, dang, I got to play Ricky. Great. Those matches. And then I ended up beating him. I was nervous every single round. And then I couldn't believe I pulled it off. I was thinking about all my matches, the brackets. I was like, dang, it's just getting harder and harder. And then I played against, I was in top 8. in winners,
Mm-hmm.
which is the first. Usually I get to like top 32, and then I end up getting set to losers. But then I was in top 8 winners, so I was really excited. And then I saw Native on the opposite side of the bracket, and he was in top 8 winners, and I'm like, wow, wait a minute, because I know Native, we go back. So I was like, wait a minute. If me and Native make it to grand finals, that would be ridiculous, you know. So I was like, yo, I just kept talking to Native. I was like, yo, man, just please make it to grand finals, man, please. I was just telling him that. I was like, yo, this is gonna be ridiculous. And then so then I had to play against Native. But now before we were playing, I had to play Ricky, and I was like, yo, man, because I saw Native beat Chris G. Because at first it looked like Chris G had it in the bag because he had the life lead and everything. So I was like, come on, Native. And then he ended up just making the best comeback. And then I was like, yes, all right, Native. And then now it was my turn. I had to do the same, but I was like, I don't know, man, because I lose to Ricky, man. He downloads me every time we play. And so when I beat Ricky, I was like, yes. and then, so then
I think I had that guy.
it was to the point I didn't even want to. It was to the I was too happy. I was like, I don't even want to play no more. I like just me and Native in grand finals. I don't even know if I would be playing the same, like, because I don't know, just like a real good friend and me in grand finals with it, and we don't even use top tier characters, so it's like, and we both play on pad, so it just felt good. It felt good.
Yeah, like that's nuts. You have to run through all of these people, like all of these, these sharks, these top players, like the Ricky Ortizes and the Chris G's, and then you're Chai Ridley, and then you're in grand finals, and you're like, I have to face a T-Hawk grand finals.
I know, and I was looking at Native because Native is a strong player in tournaments. Oh my goodness, that Ultra, do not get hit bad. And the mind games don't. The see what makes, even though we were in grand winners finals, actually, I was already scared of Native because he has that scare tactic where he knows when you're gonna backdash, he knows when you're gonna jump, he knows what you're gonna do. That's what makes him scary, especially when he has Ultra. So it's like you just play totally different. Yeah, you can get the life lead and all, that's cool, but once he gets Ultra, it's just like, don't get knocked down. And when you get knocked down, it's just time to guess. You have to like do something lucky, or he has to like drop a combo or something like that in order for you to get out. So the whole tournament when I was playing Native, I was just so scared. I was like, please, like I just try to play lane the best way I can because my game, I love rushing down, but I have to play totally different against the grapple characters, which is like my weakness. I don't like playing lane, but I just had to really be careful because I was losing a lot just from getting knocked down. There was nothing I could do in a lot of rounds. So, and when I was playing Native, I was just scared, especially in grand finals, because he was starting to like, I was getting downloaded, and I'm like, dang, man, how am I going to do this? It was just getting in my head, and then, oh man, I don't know how I end up winning, but I don't know. I just don't know how I pull it off, but I'm just glad that I won Summer Jam. It was my first major, and I did it with Dudley. And same with shout outs to Native, he made the grand finals too with T-Hawk, which is, I think, is impossible to do, but I don't know how he did it. He's just that godlike. But yeah, I still think I had a really good time overall. I think the tournament ran smoothly, on time. Mm-hmm. I think ahead of time, actually. It wasn't like late or anything. So that was another good thing.
Yeah, man, well, hey, I mean, you two guys well deserve the top 2 spots, so congratulations to you both. But, so Smug has kind of given us like a in-depth analysis on what he was thinking when he was actually in grand finals and fighting you, Native. What can you give us a little bit of insight on like what your mindset was in the heat of the moment when you were actually fighting Smug?
Well, honestly, I just wanted to treat it like I was playing at home versus him online. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I basically like. I would try not to. I try to calm myself down because I couldn't really believe I beat Ricky like that. So I was like kind of freaking out that I did so well. that I was doing so well. So I was just like, I just really wanted to calm down and just play like myself
Right.
and just like really, really have fun against him, even like win or lose.
I think like the best thing about this grand finals between you two, because like you guys already knew each other. You guys are good friends. Obviously, there was no bad blood between you guys, so it's like no one's gonna walk away that salty or like it's just overall like good sportsmanship. That's why I like to hear.
Yeah.
But in so you're basically trying to calm down. So is it more in your mind to like think that you want to play at home, or is like you're thinking of like you're playing online, or like do you like try to like kind of mentally section yourself off from Smug, so it's like you're not playing shoulder to shoulder, or like what's the mindset here?
Yeah, well, pretty much that's it. Like, I just imagine I'm like home, just playing online, since I'm not nervous or anything here, whatever. But like when there's a bunch of people behind you yelling and screaming, it can get to you.
Yeah.
And I tried to not let that get to me at like any moment. I was in top 8 or throughout the tournament regardless. Like when I play Kirsty, I don't know. I still don't know how I beat him.
I missed that one. I missed that. I mean, I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere. I
Yeah,
gotta see how
Yeah,
how
probably.
that all happened.
Yeah, basically I had a huge life deficit. I got an I got an ultra, and then like he like whiffed the EXDP and I won. That's basically what happened.
Yeah, you did that super so much that you triggered like you know how like when everybody raises their hands when Ricky does like the ultra or
Ah.
Justin the ultra.
Oh yeah.
So you did that so much that I got into it and we were all just like looking at each other and we had our hands up and stuff every time you did that ultra, man, because it was just so awesome. Like you really got us engaged. It was just awesome.
That ultra does a whole lot of damage too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean-
It's like 60%.
I mean, you land it, you earn it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You did not want to get hit with that. And Nate was really good at catching people with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I think the time when I went to Summer Jam and when I went to the Puerto Rico tournament, I never landed that many ultras in a tournament like ever.
Someone in the stream chat is asking about. Alright, can someone please ask Native about that meaty thrust peak setup off light SPD, because that was really weird against Ricky. Was that just an ambiguous safe jump or a borderline unblockable?
When I did thruster peak, it's if they delay wake up, it's basically gonna hit really meaty. But on Guile, Vega, and all Shotos, it's unblockable.
Secret tech.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oops. Hold on. I think gotta call Smug back.
Oh man.
Is he on like a cell phone or?
He's on a tablet. And he can't
Okay. I gotcha.
That's unfortunate.
So Rich he's starting up school on, you said the 8th? September 8th?
Yep.
Then are you considering any because this is going to be your senior year. Are you considering any colleges or
Wait, senior of
tech
high school? Wait,
schools?
of high school? How old
Yeah.
are you?
Yeah.
I'm 7. I just turned 17 like last month.
Oh, these. Wow. These youngins coming out of the woodwork, man.
Yeah. But I'm just probably gonna stay here for college. I
Yeah.
just want to go to city school.
Okay.
New York. That's what I'm gonna probably do.
Well, I'll tell you what, I heard on the news a day or two ago that in Chicago there's a college called Robert Morris, and they are handing out 30 slots for a varsity League of Legends team, and each scholarship is $19,000 a year.
That's crazy.
And there's people applying all over the place, and you're going to get like legitimate uniforms, And supposedly there's going to be other schools that are going to be taking part in this, and that's it. It's going to be a legitimate varsity sport, League of Legends.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
not bad. I mean, we're taking some major steps, you know, esports steps.
Sports. Yeah.
Now, whether that'll ever trickle down to us,
Hey, man, he just
I'll
needs
probably
to
be like 90, you know? Oh my
he
goodness.
just needs to play a champion in League of Legends that has a grapple. That's it.
Yeah.
Just walk up SP.
That could work.
That's cool.
Hey man, that Blitzcrank. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh man.
But how did you get affiliated with AG, the Always Godlike team?
Oh, I'm actually pretty good friends with Kazi, John, and like Lucky D, and well Glitch, but he's not a part of the team anymore. So basically, that's how I got like into AG and stuff like that, because I was just good friends with them.
Yeah, Kazi was actually one of the first people I met when I first started playing Street Fighter 4, and I guess so did he as well.
Oh,
So they were. I don't. You know what? They actually started with their lineup is totally changed for the most part, minus John,
yeah,
or Kazi for that matter. I mean, it started just as a group of friends, and now well, I know like Dr. Chaos was still on the team, even though he doesn't really play anymore, and now you guys just have including yourself, some serious talent on that team.
yeah.
Serious young talent too. I mean, just look at this guy. But so what is the partnership? I don't want to say sponsorship either, but you joining up with AG. What does that entail for you? Are you going to be planning to go out to a lot more stuff? Are they trying to help you out here, or like what's going on?
Oh, definitely. Actually, what is it? Next month, I think it is. I'm going to TFC. I'm gonna be traveling a lot more now.
That's really good stuff. Just make sure you stay in school, do your homework, and all that stuff. Don't
Yeah.
Actually, being a part of AG, I just realized, you have one of, like, aside from yourself, like, pretty much the only other T-Hawk I can think of off the top of my head. Joe Lewis is with you. Does that help you guys? Do you guys share a lot of, like, T-Hawk tech and notes and stuff?
Oh, yeah, definitely. With Joe?
Yeah.
He helps me a lot. Like, he was, when I was playing up on the main stage, he was coaching me a lot. And it actually really helped.
Joe was awesome, man. He was so hyped. He's
Yeah.
like, it's 4 years, but we finally made it.
Joe is definitely one of those guys who's just like, there's some people that just like have a much more, just have like a talent for, I guess, like seeing the game better, but not necessarily implementing it as much. Joe has such good advice. It's amazing.
Yeah. He does. It really helped.
Yeah, he might not have the best placements, but man, he knows how to tell you what to do.
For sure.
I can actually relate to that now. It's kind of funny. Like, I can't play anymore, but I can coach.
Hey man, what? Tris, your team got like second place in the team tournament, man?
Yeah, we got third.
Oh, third? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty crazy because in order to get there, we had to go through what basically was the gatekeeper to us showing up on Sunday was Team DSC. And I forgot the guy that was the Dowson player, but because I had never played a Dowson like that, I was so used. Like, this guy wasn't lame, but he wasn't Russian either. It was just weird, and I'm just like so methodical. I'm always like trying to like look at stuff. But when I played him, he took us out, and then Kenny got in there, and like I literally like just gave this guy the most craziest man hug ever and stuff, because he in the last 15 seconds he just like turned it on and just clutched it out, and like in the last 2 seconds and stuff, the guy just sat there and he was like, "Yo, what the hell?" And then when we got into like the top 8 the following day, man, like those guys they were just so on point. I was just telling them just certain key things that they had to do and react to it. The cool thing is that Kenny too, he has a lot of just a lot of natural instincts and stuff, which is kind of like a mesh between how how both Native and Smug play and stuff. I mean, I know he didn't start as an online player and stuff, but he still has a certain knack where he's just like, you know what, I'm gonna go for it and stuff like that. And so it was actually amazing to see that we came that far.
Yeah, how about that clutch win that Kenny pulled with you guys against was it called Team Half and Half?
Yeah, team half and half. Yep.
Yeah, against K-Brad, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, man, I was like, yo, Kenny.
yeah, like, I don't think anybody was expecting that. I mean, good stuff to him, but
He's really humble too. So it's just like it was nice.
yeah.
Most people they get gas. You're like, oh my god, I beat K-Brad. I can take on the world now. But
Right.
he stayed really level headed, which I had really respected and stuff like that. And he's like, yeah, it's not over with. We're still in this and stuff. I was really proud and stuff like that. And I wouldn't hesitate to play with those guys again on the team.
Well, hopefully you guys will run it straight back at TFC. How about that?
Yeah, we'll see.
Guys, we are running a little bit past our time, like we are always every session running a bit past our time, but it's all right. It's really good to keep the gears turning and the discussions flowing. Really unfortunate that Smug couldn't join us.
I'm here.
For
I'm
the
here now.
Oh, are you?
Oh,
Are you now?
hey.
Okay. Yeah, here I am, just kind of like writing a eulogy for a Skype call, but it's like.
My tablet is kind of whack.
Nah, man. Hey, don't worry about it. I'll speak for everybody when I say that we're glad to have everybody, like especially you, on. It's but yeah, again, we are running past our time here, but we'll catch up with everybody at TFC. We'll be going down there and possibly Chris, doing a little bit of interviews for Put That Back, right?
It might happen.
Might happen.
We'll see.
Before I do go, though, Chris is the man. If you want to look for all of the photos that he took at Summer Jam 8, so go on to ptbpro.org. That's where you uploaded it, right?
If you guys, if you definitely want to share it for profile pictures and whatever, then you might as well just go directly to Facebook and stuff. But because the quality is a little bit better at PTB Pro, but you can also go directly to our Facebook page at facebook.com/put that back, and obviously click on the sections to say Summer Jam. And no, I'm far from done. There's still a really nice set, that's leading right into like top 32 and obviously some DOA stuff. So if you like the shots now and stuff, I'm far from done. So definitely look forward to those.
Yeah, this guy's a hard man at work, doing top 3 team tournaments and also taking pictures of just capturing all of the ambience, the excitement that the fighting game community brings. So again, I just posted the links on the stream chat, and for those of you who are viewing the archives or the YouTube uploads, they're going to be in the description below. So again, fb.com/putthatback or ptbpro.org. Oh, and yeah, I think that's going to be doing it for tonight, but I want to get a few final words from everybody. Let's start with Zach. Anything you want to say out to anybody out there?
Go to TFC.
Plain and simple, I love that. Yeah, no, seriously, guys, go to TFC. It's really from when did it start? Like 2011, 2012, right?
No, we actually started it last year. It was 2013 was the first year. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
No, that was a new thing, but I mean we knew it was. I don't know, before John kind of retired, I guess so to speak. It was Joe, John, and me and Eric have been working together for a little while when they started ECT, and then we all started going to final round a lot more frequently and got on really good terms with Larry, and it just kind of worked. That's really all I can say.
Well, yeah, some of the most creative and collective minds from the tournament organizers in the East Coast all come together and bring you the Fall Classic in Raleigh, North Carolina?
Yep, Raleigh. Raleigh's a fun place. I actually never went before last year, and if we would get time to actually go out into the city, it's pretty awesome there.
So
Sounds good.
There you go, guys. Go to TFC. Make sure to pre-register, and please book your hotel rooms a bit early so we don't have any misconceptions.
Yeah.
I say this. Katterman always says it. Eric always says it. Like, you guys got to get on the ball early, or else you're just gonna snowball into more complications for you and for the staff.
No one thinks the hotel rooms will sell out, and then they do. And then
Oh
you
my
get
gosh,
sad.
yeah. It seems like with every tournament they always do, or everyone seems to run past the discount grace period.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And then we
like,
come
oh
to
man,
him
I
like
didn't get my discount.
40
I'm like, oh geez.
messages saying, "Hey, can you get us a discount?" The answer is no.
Yeah.
And also NEC as well. NEC is 15 this year in December, and trust me, there's a lot of stuff we've already tied up that we've yet to announce. Definitely some first time stuff in big gaming event history. So you guys will just have to kind of stay tuned for that. But I promise we will not disappoint.
Good.
That sounds really good. And for more information on the upcoming events like the NECs and the Winter Brawls, you can follow Big E at Big E NEC on Twitter, or you can please stay tuned to Facebook and all the fighting game community happenings and goings on around there. Let's move on to Native Impact. Got any last words, man?
Just thank you for having me, and like, I want to thank my family and all that for being so supportive, because they take me like everywhere basically. So, but yeah, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
What, no play T-Hawk?
Oh, no. If you love it, just play the character you love. Simple as that.
That's more believable. Smug, man, got any shout-outs for you?
Oh, you already know I have shout outs.
Let him pull out his little notepad right quick.
Definitely give a shout out to Smug, obviously. He's a new upcoming player. Shout outs to everybody at home watching. Shout outs to everybody on the Skype right now. Shout outs to Kaizen. Shout outs to all the NS members. Shout outs to Team Pi, EG, and who else? Shout outs to shout outs. Who else? I mean, shout out to all the Dudley players, all the newcoming players, and definitely match harder and come offline.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, any last words, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna make this short and sweet. Thank you, gentlemen, for all coming on. Definitely appreciate it. It goes without saying that I had an amazing time, but there hasn't been. I can't remember in history I haven't gone to a biggie event I did not enjoy myself. So, you read the status on there. That's totally from the heart. It's amazing to see you two play. You guys are essentially the future of our FGC. So keep playing. With your heart and stuff, and obviously you just keep playing, keep grinding and stuff, and leveling up and what that, and networking and whatnot, because that stuff's going to really take you far. And obviously, for all you guys that are watching the stream and stuff, make sure you guys go to TFC, free reg. If you're down to compete and all that. And that's pretty much it, man. And this the shout outs brought to you to the letters H, Y, P, and the letter E. So I'm out.
All right, thank you, Chris.
Oh,
go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry. Just please follow me on Twitter, Smug the Beast. Follow me on Instagram, Smug the Beast. Thank you. Follow Native. Thank you.
Them shameless plugs. I'll be sure to plug all the Twitters and on the in the stream chat and at the video descriptions below. So yeah, Katie, what's going on, man?
Yeah, just Summer Jam was a blast. It was a lot of fun. It was great, like meeting up with everybody, and it's great to see, hearing about how you guys run everything and keep everything all organized, and then man, having you two, first and second place. It's such a great event like that. I mean, kudos to you guys. Good stuff.
Yeah,
Definitely.
most definitely. And I think that's going to be doing it for us guys at Meet Burn. So I want to thank everybody else for tuning in, and thank you for viewing the YouTube archive if you are one of the ones doing that right now. I will be uploading this episode tomorrow when I get off work, as always. So, for Miss Katie Cujo, Chris Bonnet, PTB.org, Mr. Smug the Beast, Mr. Native Impact, and Kattermari, go. You're set free. I don't have a spooky thing. I'm sorry. You guys can go now. No, but seriously, OBS is up next, so you might want to go ahead. Twitch.tv/TheOnBlastShow. Also, Broken Tier is doing their weekly roundtable discussion about Summer Jam and a lot about the Ultimate Marvel exhibitions like the Flux and Coach Steez and the Cloud 805s and whatnot, so you might be interested in that. But for us at Meet or Burn, we're signing off. We'll see you next session, which will be September 16th.
Yep.
Good night, guys.
Bye.
All right, take care.